I'm so excited about making this video. It's inspired from conversations I've had this week, and of course, just I think about this all the time. It's going to be about finding joy in motherhood on a day-to-day basis. This is something I put a lot of thought into because I want to be joyful every day with my children. I want to be cherishing them and enjoying them while I have them. So, I mean, even at my baby shower for my second child, I asked the speech, like we have different women from the church will pray and talk, like give a talk at our baby showers. So I asked for the topic to be finding joy in motherhood. It's just something that's I'm passionate about, and I really try to be mindful about it each day, even though some days are very hard. So I put together a few practical things that I try to do each day, or not necessarily each day, but just I try to do. I try to keep in mind. I try to put into practice because it's easy to lose sight of things with our busy schedules and the things we have to take care of and all about life, just busy life. So I thought like the first two things that have to be in place before you can have joy is you have to believe God when he tells you that children are a blessing and that they are a reward and that we are to find joy in them, and also just acceptance that this is the season of life that you're in and that you are not entitled to anything. You have no rights. You are not going to get to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it, in the timely manner in which you want to do it. You just have to accept that. And if those two things are in place, then I think finding joy on a day-to-day basis is a lot easier. Of course, we lose sight of those things often, and we have to refocus and remind ourselves this is a joy. God has blessed me with children, because in the midst of challenges and disrespectfulness and disobedience and hitting brothers and not sharing or whatever is happening, it's easy to forget this is a blessing, and also, just trying to be productive and taking care of things. It's hard to remember sometimes that we need to stop and, prioritize and put our children first ahead of all those things sometimes. So those two things really need to be in place, I think. I think just some practical things that you can do to find joy is to listen to your children when they're talking to you. Stop what you're doing, look at them, and listen to them. I'm talking about when you're at home alone with them. Obviously, if you're speaking to your friend or another adult, they can't just interrupt and you say, hold on a second, I need to cherish my child. Yes, of course, teach them manners, teach them how to wait, teach them how to say excuse me, all those things. All of these things I'm talking specifically about when you're home with your kids alone, just living life as a homemaker. I don't want to get carried away and communicate any one or other extreme. You got to find balance pretty much for everything. So listening to them, watching them when they're playing together or alone, stop and look at them. Look at their little heads just sitting there focused on what they're doing. Look at their little hands using their cars and building their blocks and coloring out of the lines like crazy, and just watch them. They're so beautiful. Look at them walk around the house so comfortable and free in their territory. If you stop and just watch your children, your heart will melt. Take time to do those things. Even when you're busy, stop for 2 seconds and just glance at your children. Let your heart overflow with joy in just the sight of their precious little selves. Smile at them when they're talking to you, when you're busy, even when you're busy, instead of just like, what, or yes, or whatever. Stop, look at them. Yes, listen to them, show them that you're interested in what their little hearts have to say, or what they're thinking, what they want to tell you, and respond to them, interact with them, communicate with them. Remember that they're humans. They are people. They're not just little things that you take care of every day. They're people, and you would want people to look at you and listen to you when you have something that's important for you to say. Laugh with them. It's so easy to forget to laugh with your children on a day-to-day busy life, Make time for those laughs. Sit down and eat with them. I try to have everybody's meal on the table, including my own. I don't want to be getting up, getting up to get things. I want to sit down, all of us, and eat. I think that those are memories that they're going to have forever, us sitting at the table together. I want them to feel like I'm available to them, like they are my priority, like I want to hear what they have to say. So sit and eat with them, at least 2 meals a day, I would say, but try for all of them. You're with them, why not sit down? You'll clean the kitchen after you're done, or clean the kitchen while you're cooking, so that there's a few things left to be done once you're sitting down eating. That's what I try to do. Make an effort to enjoy the have-to-dos, like meal times, cleaning up after meal, like cleaning them up, baths, and also like washing their hands and faces after eating, bedtime routine, nap routine. Make an effort to enjoy those things, instead of just rush through them to get them accomplished. Meals, I know, can be so frustrating because kids take an hour to eat, and it's such a battle sometimes, and then they get rowdy and crazy. But if you make an effort to, I don't know, use that time for school, or use that time to talk about things, or use that time to laugh together and to just enjoy each other, or tell them a story, engage them in some way, you can really enjoy your children during a mealtime, and just, work on finishing the food and all that in the process of all that. Also cleaning them up and bathing them. Look at their little hands. Wash their little hands, or see how much they've grown. Wash their little bodies. See their hair, how thick it's getting, how much it's growing. Look at their little faces when you wipe them. Just look at your child and soak in their little faces and little body parts that are changing so much. They were tiny little babies at once, and now they're growing right before your eyes, and those are the same little hands you've been cleaning since the day they were born, and now they're growing. And just treasure those little thoughts, treasure those visuals, because they're going to change more and more and more, and it's going to be all over before you know it. I feel like crying right now. And bedtime, I think, I'm not saying take 3 hours to do your bedtime routine so that you can enjoy your children. Of course, have a structure, have a bedtime. But if you start at 8 o'clock and bedtime is 8 o'clock, you're going to be stressed, frustrated, rushing, trying to get them in the bed. Start a little earlier, start like at 7:30, so that gives you time to talk, to listen to them, to pray, to read, to sing some songs, to hold them. Give yourself time, because you're going to want it if you really want to make it a special thing. Of course, there's some nights where we get home at 8:30 from church, and no, we're not going to sing 20 songs. We're just like, read, wash your hands, go to bed. But, most days we try to start early so that we can have a nice time to enjoy, but also a structure where they have to go to sleep on time. And then there's time for me and my husband after that. And the same thing with naps. I mean, reading to them, enjoy sitting in a chair, just cuddling and reading, getting them all drowsy, sing to them, pray with them, hold them, give them kisses, and look at them when they're sleeping. Watching your child while he's asleep is the most heartwarming thing ever. It is so precious and beautiful, and it really does give you a minute to just have joy and delight, because they're quiet and they're just laying there resting, and they're so beautiful, and you forget all the chaos of the morning and you just see your sleeping child. So look at them when they're sleeping. Pray over them while they're sleeping. I read that somewhere. It's just really so true, Let's see, get down to their level, do things with them. I think that the ability to have the free time to do things with your children is to really be organized. If you are staying on top of your tasks and your things around the home and the things that you have to get accomplished, you're actually going to find yourself with more time to sit and do things with your kids. If you have a plan for the day, if you have a goal for the day, you know what you need to accomplish and when you need to accomplish it, and you know when you have time to just enjoy your kids. So of course there's exceptions. I'm talking about just what you want to shoot for on a regular basis, but there's exceptions, and I cover that and talk about that in other videos. But sit down, color with them, do puzzles with them, paint with them, say yes to stuff, let's paint. Okay, let's paint, no, not right now, tomorrow. Why do it? Can I build a train with the pillows? Yes, do it. Can I make a fort in the living room? Do it. Say yes, say yes, say yes. Let them have fun. Let them have memories of a mom that was easygoing, that let them just enjoy and live in their house. I'm a tidier, I'm a cleaning, organized mom, housemaker, homemaker, but who cares? You want your children to also live in your home freely and have memories of just having forts in the living room and blankets and pillows everywhere and pretending like they're on a train or a plane or whatever. So be flexible too. And get down and play with them, wrestle with them, paint with them, color with them, play cars with them, play trains with them. Do school with them. School can be so fun for the kids. It can feel like a game, draw with them, all that stuff. They love it. Also, I'm saying you need to be organized, to have more time for your kids, but I also think that you got to let things go sometimes as well. If you are organized, you have more freedom in letting things go, because it won't be like a mountain of stuff to do if you let one thing go. It'll just be 2 things to do or 3 things, So of course, let things go sometimes for your kids. You want to be available to them. I think also, and this one can be taken wrong, so choosing your battles, make possibly tense moments that can become a discipline issue, make them a sweet moment instead. I'm not saying that always, disregard disrespect or disregard disobedience. Of course not. You need to discipline, you need to spank, you need to be consistent in your discipline. But for example, today at the table, I was telling my younger child to take a bite of his sandwich, and he was up on his knees backwards on his high chair, and I said, buddy, sit the right way, and he went, and I could have chosen to say, I said sit the right way, buddy, now I need to spank you, and spank him, but instead I just tickled him and said, buddy, sit the right way, and he got a good laugh out of him. He sat down and he started eating. I think we need to make room for those things. Yes, we have to be consistent and disciplined for obedience and disrespect, all of these things, but pick your battles. I mean, something like that, so lighthearted, can easily be changed into such a sweet moment. Make your child laugh, play with him, enjoy him, and it's fixed, or even correct them in their behavior, but still like that. Like I said, sit down, obey your mommy, chicka chicka, whatever, acknowledge the fruit of your training. When you hear your kids saying things that you've taught them how to say, like please, thank you, you're welcome, I forgive you, oh I'm sorry, are you okay, all these things that you're teaching them how to do and say, listen for those things and let them bring you joy. They are learning. And how cute is it to hear your kids conversing, saying, oops, I'm sorry, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, let's play. I mean, that is adorable. If you're listening for those things, you are going to be so joyful in hearing your kids talk like that. It's just precious. Also, something that I do, like if we're, eating lunch, cleaning up, go wash our hands, get ready for naps, I'll say, okay guys, hold on, hugs and kisses time, and I'll just make them stop whatever they're doing and give them hugs and kisses in the middle of whatever we're trying to accomplish, because whatever, it's been a busy morning. I want them to just know that even in busyness and structure and organization, I love them and I want to soak their little bodies up and kiss them and hug them, so something like that, I think, is really practical for a busy day, and then my husband said he loves to teach them and just see their response, teaching them something, teaching them how to screw in a screw with a screwdriver, or teaching them about the car engine, or taking them outside and showing them, when he's doing the chainsaw on the chainsaw, cutting down branches and stuff. He loves seeing their reactions and just learning from daddy, and that brings him such delight to see that they're really enjoying time with him and learning from him. And I mean, there's so many things you can do. These are just some practical things. And I think most of these are things you can practice while you are with your children. Of course, without your children, you can look at pictures, like baby pictures or even current pictures, videos of them, talk with your husband about the sweet moments and memories you have of your children, or even that day, just sweet things that your kids have done. And also, I think ahead a lot. I daydream sometimes about when my kids are like teenagers and they just, I mean, Lord willing, they will love me and we can just hang out and play games and talk about stuff and go canoeing and camping and just do cool things together. I really long for a good relationship with my children, and I think about that stuff, you know, getting home on a Sunday afternoon and everybody just crashing on the couch, you know, and just napping for the whole afternoon, getting up and, you know, just making dinner together and stuff. It makes me really excited for the years to come, and I find joy in them now because I know that I'm investing now for the future friendship and relationship that I'll have with them. And then this one's really practical, and I do this while you're folding laundry. Look at those little clothing. It just melts my heart. Look at those little socks and those shirts and those tiny little jeans, and just remember how small they used to be and how big they are now. And it's just so sweet, you know, to just stop and remember and to stop and think, these are your little boys, or my little boys, these are your children, and you have a short time with these young years and they go so fast. I mean, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. So because you know that it's temporary, soak it up. Make every effort to soak it up. And just remember that they are your priority. The house, the groceries, the food, the clothes, it's all important, and it is part of your role. And I'm not saying to drop all of it because your kids are your priority. There is balance, and there has to be balance because that's part of your role as well. And they need to see you working in those areas too, and they need to be told, no, I can't play right now sometimes too. But you know, they are your priority. Training them up in the fear and admonition of the Lord, that is your priority. So I hope this is encouraging. I was really excited to make this video because it's something that we all probably battle and struggle in different seasons. You know, when you have a 3-year-old who's constantly disrespecting you and you need to spank them 20 times a day, man, it's hard to stop and say, oh, I'm so joyful. Yeah, right. I am so on edge. I'm so tried today. My patience is like just getting the best of me all day. It's hard, but there's nothing wrong or weird or psychotic about being firm, and then, all right, guys, let's have fun, and then having to be firm again, and then, yay, let's have fun, and then having to be firm again. You might feel nuts, but it's right. It is right for your children to see you cheerful and joyful and happy, and then having to discipline, and then going right back to being cheerful and loving and happy. You feel crazy, but it's good. So keep doing that. And if there's anything that you'd like to add to this, please do. I know that we could all use ideas and practical things that we can keep in mind each day to find joy in motherhood. Also, I read on a blog yesterday, it was great, aholyexperience.com. She's the lady that wrote 1000 Gifts. I have not read the book, but apparently it's a great book about just being thankful for exactly where you're at in life, which that's so wonderful to always remember too. But she made a list of things to remember on the bad days, on the days where you may be hormonal and just totally unmotivated. And that's really practical and really helpful because those days can be very defeating. You just don't feel like doing anything. And I actually just came out of like 2 or 3 days like that. And it's really hard, you know, it's just very, very hard when you're in that moment. You feel so unmotivated for everything, not just housework, but you don't even want to mother your children. You don't want to play. You don't even want to get dressed for the day. So think about some practical truths that you can jot down on a paper and just put it on your fridge. And when those days roll around, look at it and let that be part of what keeps you going. Of course, clinging through the truth, seeking the Lord throughout your day, calling on the Lord for his grace and help and strength is the first thing you need to be doing. And yes, that is all I have to say. Have a wonderful day, and I hope this is beneficial for you.